If you haven't been here before, this is a painting that a friend did of Ellie and I in what we call edgelessness. So my wife passed away in August last year, and ever since we've been in continuous conversation, and we made an agreement after she passed that we would have the rest of this life together and the rest of eternity together. And so in the edgeless place of all consciousness and all souls and all existence, where Ellie moves and lives, she has agreed to combine with my soul, so the two of us are becoming one in that space. And then also we have an agreement that she can participate through my body and being here and being present on this human physical existence as well. So there's a woman named Jackie Nelson, and Jackie Nelson is a channeler. For 25 years, she has brought in 9 beings who together speak through her, and they intentionally have done that in order to help out humanity. And what they want to do particularly is help us to live love first, to not live in fear, and also to live in a state of union. So we're in a state of separation. We have this idea everything is individual, everything is separate, everything is isolated, and we tend to live ourselves that way. We live and create this separation through fear, through judgment, through shame, through guilt, through blame. All of those qualities that belittle us and make ourselves less put us in a state of separation. And so it keeps us from being our whole self. It keeps us from living through our soul. It keeps us from living in love. And the true nature of everything is love. So all of a sudden, in this consciousness that we've created on the planet over hundreds of thousands of years of living in a state of making ourselves less and making ourselves limited and thinking that that's how it really is, and it's not. So the Mary group, they're called M-A-R-Y, and not by any fancy Mary, but just because one of them once had a lifetime where her name was Mary. So they said, okay, well, call us Mary. And for 25 years, they have spoken through Jackie Nelson, and I've spoken with them personally for at least 10 years or more. So after Ellie passed, I had a session with them, and I said, would Ellie like to still be in a relationship with me, or is she going to go off and visit other galaxies? And she was so excited to keep our arrangement that we had actually decided on before this lifetime. We said we're going to meet each other and have this life together. So we're continuing it. So in January, since Ellie had passed away in August, in January, Ellie came into the consciousness of Jackie and said, I want you to paint a painting of Michael and I. So this is the painting that Jackie did, that Ellie wanted to have it look this way, to say this is Ellie and I in relationship in this space of edgelessness. So every couple of weeks, Ellie and I have a conversation with the Marys together, and then we're also having a relationship that's daily, and Ellie will show up. Yesterday, while I was digging in the garden, she loves the garden so much, so she was in my hands, and we were both digging in the soil, and she could appreciate and love the soil. That's one of her favorite things. Or can be just about anything. Playing the music. Last time I was playing the tanpura, and all of a sudden she took over my hands and made it louder because she wanted more sound. So we have all different ways that we can share with each other. Sometimes it's just a feeling. Sometimes it's a voice. Sometimes it's just knowing that we're together. She is always here in my body with me. A couple weeks ago, she took over Jackie, so instead of hearing the Mary's talk, Ellie wanted to talk to me, and she spoke about delight. And I want to read that to you, and then it'll give us a kind of a jumping off point for what I'd love to share with you today. Delight. The moving vibration of delight, it actually creates notes. Delight has no restriction. You can restrict delight, but it itself has no restriction. The natural state of humans is a lift energy. There's a buoyancy, freedom, the lifting current of delight. Unabashed delight isn't a narrowed possibility. Nothing is based on what you already know. It's the delight of discovery of that which is familiar and that which is unfamiliar, and to know the nuances and the truths of existence through the energy of delight. It's an avenue, it's a passageway. The humans kind of categorize where delight can be. Well, it has to be somehow associated with something familiar, or something that's already been pleased you, or that sometimes maybe you're surprised by, but it's recognizable in some way. So Ellie encourages the edgeless nature of delight, the vibration of delight that has the ability to break through protective facades, if that protection comes from fear. Zoom right through it, rock somebody with a surprise that they hadn't planned, and a response to the surprise that allows their whole and full thrill to at least momentarily arise. To recognize that what you are loving is loving you. This is a continuous breath of delight. This is one of the most wonderful things that I experienced, and I was told about it, and here I am. I'm 73 years old. Well, next week I'm 73. And it was sometime in the last 3 months or so, and Jackie told me, do you know, if you love a plant, the plant loves you back? And I thought, oh my God. What have I been missing? What have we been missing? All of this love is there. All we have to do is love, and all of that love is there for us. Every single thing is made of consciousness. There is nothing that's not consciousness. And nature is always in a state of love because nature is always in union with itself. We have this physical reality, and then this edgeless, true, continuous existence of absolutely everything that there is. And nature is always continuously in both. There is absolutely no separation at all. And the truth is, we are too. Even though if our minds are going, well, this looks like me, and that looks like somebody else, and here's a rug, and there's a plant, and the truth is, everything is connected. Everything is noticing everything else all the time. And to let your love come forward, don't put it aside from anything. We can always be love, and it doesn't matter what else we have. We can have anger, we can have messiness, we can have upset. All those things can be there, and the love can be there too. But to have that love, always we lean into it and we feel it and we can allow it and we never put it aside for anything else. And when we do that, all that love is coming back to us because there is no separation at all. It's always there for us. And that's what Ellie was saying in her last lines there. To recognize that what you are loving is loving you, and this is a continuous breath of delight. We can live in delight all the time. It's just so exciting. It's really amazing. And I was just so blown away when Jackie told me, do you know, you're loving that orchid sitting on your desk in the bedroom, and the orchid is loving you back? That was just amazing to me. But then it was to feel it. And I told this story a time before, but I want to just do it once briefly again because it was so amazing to me that all of our senses are also that expansive and that edgeless. And we are trained, and when we're little, we say, oh no, don't imagine that. You can't really see anything else. This is just what it is. And then, if you really allow and soften, so I can say, well, let me hear, and I'm listening with my ears. But if I just relax that listening and just open it, maybe something more will come. If I see things and I look at them and I say, well, that's what that is, and that looks like that, and that looks like that. But if I soften my eyes, and if I'm looking at the orchid on my desk, all of a sudden that orchid was 50 feet big, and then I softened my smell, and instead of an orchid being odorless, because they usually are, all of a sudden there was 2 orchids in this pot, and they each had their own amazing tropical fragrance because I let my senses expand into the truth of them, the edgelessness of them, beyond this physical reality. And all of a sudden those orchids were just unbelievable, the scent that they had to them. And I was just so amazed, and that's possible for us all the time, to let our senses open up like that. So that's what I'm practicing, for instance, with Ellie. And so in the same way that we don't want to put aside love, we want it to be there all the time because it's feeding us and it is us. We are made of love. Everything is made of love. Everything we connect with, we are sharing with and influencing. Every thought we make, every action we have, all of the feelings that we have create and include and influence all of existence. There is no separation between anything at all. And then I thought, well, yes, I can live love forward, but I didn't. Until I met my wife, I really didn't want to be here in a human body. And I thought, well, I want to be with her, so I guess I'm going to be here. I'll be here in this body. And then I was reminded, no, this is my body. This is your body, your body, your body, your body. And so many teachings that I've heard lately are saying, oh, we're not the body, ignore the body. When the body dies, we're still there, so the body doesn't count. We're not really the body. The body's just there for us as a vehicle. No, this is my body. And the reason is, this body is the same substance as my soul. So we think of the soul as something different or something separate. The soul is us. There is no differentiation. There is no space. You are your soul right here. And this body is the manifestation of your soul. So to acknowledge that brings you into your soul energy, and your soul is always loving, always perfect, always becoming more and expanding. The heart of you is loving more and expanding. The wisdom of you is available to you if you can open and allow yourself to connect with your soul. All of that wisdom of the soul is there for you. So to open into the soul, one easy way is to say, this is my body. Let me feel this. Let me be this. Let me acknowledge, without any ideas about it, simply, this is my soul. This is my body. And to be that opens up love for you. It opens up wisdom. It opens up everything. Opens up the connection. And you can start to feel that as you open your senses. Let me feel that connection that I can have. Oh. what I'm practicing lately with Ellie is Ellie's and my souls are connected. We're intertwined. So that means this body, which is my soul, is also intertwined with Ellie, who is connected with my soul, and we're all together. So she is in here too, and I can sense her with all of my senses. I can have the scent of her or the sound of her. In fact, the sound is so wonderful to think each of you has a note of you. We're all vibration. Everything's made of vibration. So it's like we're all this giant symphony, but you actually have your own specific note. It doesn't mean it's just like one like that, but it's the specific vibration of you has a sound to it. And every one of us has this sound, and we're all in harmony and moving and singing and sounding with each other, not just here as humans, but because you're not just humans, you are souls and spirit and heart. So all of that sound is ringing throughout all of edgeless existence, in that existence where there's no limit at all. And your sound rings out into all of that, into all of consciousness. But even here, if you play with this for a moment, imagine here you are sitting here, and this building has been here for at least 2 or 3 years as the yoga center. And just let your minds ask it to imagine all the people, thousands and thousands of people over these years who have come into this room to learn and love and sing and chant and be together and share. And all that vibration of all those people is still here, because there isn't any time. It's all contained in this moment. All that vibration of all what seems to be the past is all here. All those people who were sharing together. And we can tune into that and feel them. Maybe close your eyes so you're not distracted by what looks like what it is right now in this moment. It's all this coming and going of love. And keep your eyes closed and try this. Just take in a deep breath and feel yourself breathing in all that love of everybody who has moved through this space. And take a deep breath in and take it into your body, and then let that breath move through all of you and energize all your cells, because all of that love is available to you. It has never gone away. It's all timeless. It's all unlimited. Try that again. Take a deep breath. Feel like you're taking in all the love of all the people who have moved through this room. And let it out. The other magic thing really is breath. Because breath crosses over. Breath is actually an energetic which is not just here in this physical body. The breath and the movement of breathing also includes all of the soul of you and the edgelessness of all of existence. And you can use your breathing to have a closer relationship and connection with your soul. In fact, when you're first born and you are only your soul, you have not inhabited fully this human body yet. And right at that first moment of birth, and you take in a breath and you breathe out, that breath is the pure breath of your soul. There's no intermingling or limiting or changing that are altering. You have done nothing to make yourself fit or match or shrink or become something else in order to be with family or to be on the planet or to be a human. It is the breath of your soul going, I have arrived. And even if it's crying, or even if it's hard to breathe, or your nose is all plugged up as a baby and somebody has to get that air moving for you to breathe, it's still that first breath of being the true you, the true limitless, unlimited, full being of your essence. And one amazing thing about the breath is that we can actually go back to that first breath. Just like when you were sitting here and you could go back and feel all the people coming through here for years and the love that was in them, and you could actually feel the connection of that love inside of you with your breath. You can do the same thing with your first breath, because that breath is never gone away. It's always there for you. You are you, and you are your soul, and you are the love, and you are the breath of you. So to go to that first breath that you took at that moment of your birth, at that moment of your becoming physical from your non-physical true self, which is timeless and edgeless and infinite and all love. That breath, that first breath, contains all of that. Let's try that. I'm going to give you a way to breathe that, and we're going to breathe through our mouth. And what we'll do is we'll do it after I explain it. What we'll do is we'll take in a deep breath and then we'll hold it. And we'll take in a little bit more breath without breathing out, a little bit more, and we'll hold it. And then we'll take one last little inhale as much as we can and hold it. And then, let it out. And that letting it out is, here I am. I am my soul, and I have come into this physical reality as all of me. When you can breathe that breath, then you can go back at any moment when things are difficult. You can be driving in the car and go like, the traffic is crazy, I'm going crazy. Let me take a breath. And take that first breath, and it brings you right back to the truth of you and the soul of you and the essence of you. So that first breath is always available. So let's practice that. And we're only going to do it one time because it's our first breath. So let's close our eyes, and here we are. I want you to first maybe put your hand on your heart if you want to. You don't need to. Maybe give yourself a little wiggle or a shake to wake up your body. And let's feel the heart. And we are our souls. We are the love of us. We are the true nature and the perfection of us. And we're going to take the first breath of our existence as a human. Inhale through your mouth, inhale. And hold your breath, hold it, inhale more, and hold it. And the last little bit, inhale through your mouth, hold it, and then exhale. And the second breath that we take has already been altered by being in this human form, by being in physical reality. But that first breath is absolutely pure. And you can bring that back to yourself at any moment and breathe that first breath. And it'll take you right back to your soul. We're going to breathe the second breath. The second breath is that breath of us as human beings in a human body, where this physical reality is asking us to participate in it and to somehow alter or shift or match it with our true nature, often to become less, to become smaller, to limit ourselves in some way. We don't have to do that, but it is what we tend to do. And as we come into meeting that ask of humans, how they have created this state of separation, this imaginary practice of separation, the second breath meets that. So let's breathe that second breath. And the way we're going to breathe that is inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. This time it'll be 2 breaths. So we're going to inhale 2 breaths in and then out through the mouth. And then we'll take a second breath. 2 breaths in and breathe out. So let's all do that together. And again, close your eyes. Now here we are as still from the first breath, we are all of who we are. We are our soul. We are the nature of us. We are pure love that is of loving. And we come into this physical reality where humans have created a practice of separation, this idea that somehow things are not full or complete or whole or loving or true anymore. And as we move into that, inhale twice through your nose and out through your mouth. And one more time, twice through your nose and out. And you can keep your eyes closed. And in this physical reality and physical existence, everything is a choice. We came here as a choice. There was no forcing us to show up. We didn't have karma that said, oh, you have a lesson you have to learn, or you did something bad and you have to make up for it. We were as pure souls going like, wow, that sure looks like fun down there. Let me try it out. And then here we are. And every moment is a choice. Every moment we can meet and lean into the moment with the love and the truth of who we are and our breath. Or we may meet the ideas and the practice of separation of the others around us, and somehow fear seeps its way into us. It's not a true fear. It's a false fear. It's the idea that somehow something will go wrong if we don't fit in with everybody else. And then we start to believe what everybody else is saying. And we start to believe ourselves less than. Or we forget who we are. But the truth is, all of existence is limitless. There is a great stillness which holds all of creation, infinite, unlimited, edgeless creation. And in that stillness, it's not still, it's not quiet. It's that stillness which can hold all the movement and the creation and the becoming of everything, the love that becomes and creates and moves. All of the creative process that we have access to, all of us are creative. What can come in, whether it's music or inventions or being or just, what am I going to do next? What am I going to wake up and do today? How exciting can that be? How delightful can that be if it's absolutely new and unknown and precious and blissful? Because it's all full of love. And love has infinite qualities to it. And it matches, and we can find what matches us. So all of that absolute infinite existence is still a part of us because we're still souls. We are my body, which is my soul. And my soul is never damaged, never tainted, never made less by anything that happens to me, anything that I go through, any trauma that goes on. My soul is always the all, always the love, always the true of me. So we can take a third breath and let this third breath move into all of that absolute edgeless existence that holds all of consciousness, all of creation, all of beingness, and all of the love that is of loving. Now this breath you can do however you want, and do it at your own speed. So if you want to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, or you want to breathe in through your mouth and out through your nose, or both ways, either way, it doesn't matter. You can breathe fast and hard, or you can breathe really slow. But you close your eyes and again, use your imagination, because your imagination opens up all possibility. So let your imagination open up into the possibility of all that infinite existence and infinite consciousness and infinite love that you are participating in all the time and have always participated in since the spark of your beginning in the beginning of existence. The note of you, which is always singing. And whenever you're ready, take 3 breaths. And take another deep breath and shake it out if you wish, or you can sit still if you just love being in that stillness and the infinite quality of who you are and where you truly live and exist. The story that of my experience with this is that I'm still here in a physical body, and Ellie isn't anymore, and I was constantly going, where are you, Ellie? I'm trying to find you, and I'm trying to meditate into being in the edgeless spaces with her, and to open and expand myself into my soul so that I can feel. And when we're together and we're both in our soul space, all of this blue color is like the color of our love being together. And so I know what that feels like. But it was just, I felt like I was a failure. I wasn't able to do it. And I kept ending up feeling I was in this physical body. And then I learned this first breath. And I would do that first breath anytime. And instantly it would take me back into being my soul, and I could be my soul experiencing this physical existence, and my body being my soul was not any separation. It was me and my body and my soul, and I was in all of this edgeless existence having this physical experience, but none of it took me away from the edgelessness. I could look at a chair and I could go like, yes, it's a chair, and everything is an and. It's a chair, and it has an edgeless quality to it. It has a consciousness. It has a beingness and an energy and a vibration which doesn't just exist here. It exists in all of existence. So all of that was all of a sudden possible for me, and then there was no space or separation between Ellie and I. So that was my great savior to practice that first breath. But it can be anything for you, because we all get caught all day long in ideas of separation and limitation, and somebody said this to me and I feel bad, or I didn't do this good and I start judging myself for it. Just take a breath. It's like a turn of the kaleidoscope, because we all have a perspective. None of us have the complete vision of all of existence all the time, all at once. So we all have this unique perspective of our unique beingness of who we are. Even as a soul, our soul has qualities of existence that it matches and plays with and moves with and becomes into. And then you just take that breath, and the breath turns the kaleidoscope a little bit, and everything falls into place in a different position. And then it all has a new perspective, and everything is new because it always is new. And that breath, which is always new too. You've never taken the breath you're taking. This next breath is absolutely brand new. You've never taken it before. And it puts you into that place of, it's new. It hasn't ever been before. Here I am. I can start over in this moment. It's never been before. I can choose. Every moment is a choice. And choose love. I invite you to choose love. It's the most amazing, wonderful thing, and it's really what we're all here for. So, any questions?
Do you still get the feelings of grief and sorrow and despair?
I do sometimes, absolutely. I go, where's your body, Ellie? Yeah. And then I take a breath and I feel her right here, or my heart starts. In the beginning, I needed to have something really dramatic. So she would make my heart feel like it was like a burning sun. I'd go like, oh, there you are. Now I can feel you. Now it can be any way. All of my senses can have the experience of her being there. And also because it's constantly becoming more and constantly connecting more. So I'm so excited about it more than anything else.
Do you ever get like a feeling or a transmission that she wants you to enjoy your life thoroughly despite that she's not around? Do you ever have any?
Oh, absolutely. I was just in Hawaii, and I went in March to Hawaii for 3 weeks, and she gave me a whole list of things to do while I was on the plane. I said, okay, Ellie, what do you want to do in Hawaii? Because she used to live there. And I had this instant ideas that she was giving me. I want to eat fish burgers at Paia Fish Market. Well, I'm the one eating them, but she can taste it through me, so she wanted to have those fish burgers again. I want to walk on the beach with my best friend. She was joking. I want to get a tan. I need a new visor. She wanted me to take her up into the Poli Poli forest, which I took her ashes and put some of them there. So this time, I asked her again on the plane, what do you want me to do? And she said, go play. She said, create your experience by being who you are. Instead of saying, I'm going to have this experience because I've decided this is what I'm going to do, and let that happen. She said, go play. The creation of the experience comes from being. So, yeah. But it's timeless, and our love is timeless. And so we are together all the time, and she loves being able to have all the substance of physical experience. The Marys who speak through Jackie, the moment they come into their body, into her body, they're ecstatic. Like being in a human body, if you're in edgelessness as a soul, to inhabit this and feel what it feels like to be in substance and physical is just, it's amazing. And Ellie said that even when she died of cancer, and she had for 2 years getting worse and worse and worse. And afterwards, she said she could go into all those memories of all that pain, not pain, but difficulty and the body failing and not working, and say that all those moments were so exquisite. To be in a human body is just so amazing. And so we're doing this as long as my body's here, and then we're in all of continually becoming as souls in edgeless existence, just like all the souls are.
My question then
Yes.
follows that.
Yeah.
I'm an intuitive flute player and I have a xylophone.
Wonderful.
I didn't hear you talking about that instrument. Why don't you play many notes with it?
This one is meant to be a drone instrument. And in India, in all of India, North and South India, they use this as a background drone. And then they play their instruments that play specific notes, and this is like the humming of the chorus behind the melodies that they create.
It's like the bass.
Huh?
It's like the bass. The
Yeah.
bass drum.
Uh-huh.
Not drum. The bass drum.
Uh-huh. Except,
String.
no. Well, it has notes. Typically, it'll have in India, like our do, they have sa, they call it sa. So it has 3 of the 4 strings are C, because that's the sa or the do that I'm choosing. And then it has a G that goes along with it. And it'll be either an F or a G along with the C. And that's what they do. depending if it's a singer, they'll have that tuned according to their voice. So it might be a D sharp that is the bass note.
But is it always the same rhythm and no variation?
Yes, it's always the same rhythm. And it's so that the musicians have this constant feel of the sound going behind them, and then they play on top of it.
So it's a wall of sound.
It is, yes. On harmoniums, which is a reed organ that is played in India, very often they'll pull out a stop which just has one note. And it could be any note, but that note will be constantly going no matter what.
Mhm.
And then they'll play the melody along with that one note. Sometime soon I'm going to bring my sitar in, and then I'll be playing melodies with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Ah. Yes.
Well, I'm kind of going back and forth with some of the feelings of I keep wanting to find the master, the teacher, and I have different teachings that I become involved with, and so what I'm hearing you say is that there is no reincarnation. And I'm just stuck with the idea that somehow the body is in this carnation, and then the next body will be another body for another carnation. But you're saying that there is no reincarnation.
There's no forced reincarnation. Certainly beings may choose to have multiple lives and come back and come back and come back, because the truth and the love and the beauty of this physical existence is amazing. So that can be that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you get the sense or the knowledge that you and Ellie had been together in previous incarnations before this one?
Yeah. And then before this lifetime, we were matching up with each other, and we said, well, we want to have this lifetime together, and we decided ahead of time what our conditions were for it. So Ellie said she wanted to be sure that we were friends first, because she could look at human relationships and see that friendships brought better marriages. So that was her thing, and mine was we have to have delight. So that was fun that she decided to talk about it afterward. Yeah. I'm so glad you came. I want to say the Mary group, which speaks through Jackie, they wrote 2 books. They're unbelievable. One of them is there's like, it's morning messages. Maybe there's 365 of them. I don't know how many, but I just open it any day and it'll be just one page, which will be some most amazing, encouraging, loving idea about living true to myself. The blue book over there is them having discussions with people where people would say, I'm having trouble with a relationship and I'm being forced to act this way or that way, and I feel like I'm limiting myself, and their discussion with the person is how to lift that person up to be true to themselves and love themselves and live a whole existence, which is what we're here for. So there's a lot of encouragement in the blue book and a lot of really insightful dialogue from the Marys that we can apply to ourselves. So I really, really enjoyed that one a lot too. They're $20 each if you want them. And also the room is $80 every time. Ellie and I are paying for it. If anybody wants to donate towards that, that would be lovely. And it'll be here next month. I think it's the 22nd, I think is a Saturday, same time.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
Is your dream life ever so vividly real that you're connecting with her like on another plane? Because when my mom died, she didn't show up for a very long time, but then occasionally she would come through, and it felt like it was really far away, but it was nonetheless very significant to me.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah.
Yes. And everybody has it in so many different ways, and all the souls are all available for us. It's all right here. There is no here or there. It's just our senses that make it look somewhere else. But Ellie would wake me up in my dreams a lot, and have me participate with her. This is a bigger painting that's in our bedroom, and in the beginning she used to wake me up and say, "Look at the painting, I want you to tune into the two of us," and then she would give me some ideas about how to connect. Or sometimes she would get up and say she wanted me to write some poetry or write something down that she had ideas about. Yeah.
I think the density of the brain and the mental is a lot of the barrier.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's why she would wake me up in the middle of the night, because I was sort of in this dream state and more accessible. Lately, she's been letting me sleep. It's been really nice.
Michael, I was going to say, when you're talking about the stillness,
Yeah.
I used to call it the black velvet void, but I think maybe it's so dynamic. And that's the word when you're talking about that came to me, was just dynamic. It's
Yes, it's dynamic stillness.
Yeah.
And to me, it's so full of light.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my. Yeah.
Sometimes it's.
But it is-
Space.
It is still too. Now, how can that be? It is. It's dynamic, and it holds all the movement and all the creation and all the becoming and all the existence
It's everything.
and all consciousness, which is constantly in this, what it is, and it is so still
Yeah.
and infinite, and all of it is there. That's my home. That's my true home, that my consciousness
Don't you
sits
think
in.
it's kind of everybody's home in a way?
No,
You don't
not
think so, that everyone
necessarily.
goes there at some point to play. Have you ever read the book Perfect Brilliant Stillness?
No.
The PBS, that's how you remember. But
Oh,
it's
okay.
something to do with PBS.
Otherwise, I won't remember it.
Perfect Brilliant Stillness.
Oh.
But anyway, I think you'd enjoy it.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
I think the Western rational tradition that we were brought up and trained in prevents a lot of what you're talking about.
Maybe, yeah. It agrees. Let it all go and go sit in the stillness.
That's why so many people are drawn to Eastern trainings that
Yeah.
get you out of the intellectual, rational brain.
And especially since they're foreign to us, maybe, because we're not there this time. It's knocks all the rules off.
Yeah.
It's great that science is finally getting there with a quantum field and things like that. They're finally getting to the, yes, exactly.
Yeah, true science is true. So it meets and it matches with it.
We'll get it.
Thank you all so much for coming.
Thank you.
It was wonderful.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Ellie.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Marys.
Yeah.